Hey, this is Chris with ORBTraders.com. I'm going to go over the October 15th trade plan for the NQ. Starting out with the news, 1 hour before the market opens is Empire State Manufacturing Index. One thing to keep in mind, that's a medium impact event. FOM speaker right at the market open, and the government shutdown still continues. So we're just going to jump right into levels that I've already set up. Key levels that I'm looking at. They may vary from what you're looking at, but I use prior day low, current week low, last week low. We also have Sunday's open. This is a fib support zone from the low of the day on Tuesday's action to the high. This creates a fib support zone that we tagged before the market closed today, and we are holding above that. The overnight open was at 24,754. The first fib target above is at the negative 23% at 25.71 and 3/4. But before that, we want to break above the prior day high, also the current week high as well. So that's pretty much the 25,000 level. That's going to be a psych level. We want to see not only close above these two levels here, but once we get above these levels, the next level that you need to be paying attention to is the 25,000 level. You can go ahead and just mark this out to be clear. And we can start that at 7:30. You can go 7:29. We'll put the price there. And then above that is some poor structure. Once the market sold off last week, we had some fair value gap set. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, etc. I'm drawing the first one that's coming up first, and that is right above the 25,000 level. Above that, you've got the fib targets along with the all-time highs set during RTH hours and overnight sessions going back to, what is that, the 8th of October. If you get beyond that, the next fib target is 25,617s. Now, these are fib targets only from the previous session. If you were to look at a wider time frame, you want to back out at least 30 days just to see what's out there. And the only thing that I am personally seeing is the potential of a continuation short off of that sell-off. And if we were to draw that fib once we sold off at that RTH all-time high, drawing to that day's low, the fib zone supporting shorts is from 25,000 to 24,886 down to 24,767s. If we fail to stay above this fib support zone, I would be looking for short targets below us, and those are first ones at 24,147. But before you even get to those levels, you need to look at the key levels that are in front of you. So that would still be the prior day low, the last week's low, and the prior all-time high that was set. So this is quite a while ago. We got to go all the way back prior to the contract change. We could tag that. We almost actually filled that gap from the contract change on the continuous NQ. But personally, given how bullish we have been, I personally am looking for a continuation back above 25,000. We finish out the year strong and bullish. We still have 2.5 months to go. So going into new all-time highs would not be a shock to me. Either way, these are just levels, okay? At the end of the day, no matter what levels you're doing or you're charting, you need to come up with a strategy. And the strategy that I focus on is the open range breakout. On the NQ, lately I've been just focusing on the 5-minute. Usually that's going to be a lot smaller. 15 minutes is probably going to be wider in range. So if we looked at today's first 15 minutes of action had 210 points. Now if you go down to the 5-minute range, let's open that up. That had a 82-point range. And if you were playing that, you would have been profiting off the orb short. And a lot of times I say this over and over, there's sell-offs, and then those lead to supports picking up a lot of buying action, leading to the Nike check sign type of a day, which we pretty much had, and then we consolidated up at the 24,800s to 24,950s, and you can see that near the end of the day we broke back down. And if we go back into the 15-minute range, and we were to plot that, we still stayed above the 15-minute opening range. So in my opinion, that could lead to continuation for tomorrow, but we need to see what happens with the Asia session and the London session and where we land at the open of the New York session, and whether or not we're going to take out one of those highs or lows from the sessions overseas. And if we do, we're just going to continue to play the opening range breakout, looking at the market internals. And like I was trying to say earlier, if I'm playing the 5-minute breakout, I'm looking for a candle that, say we go for an orb long. I'm looking for that to close above. If this is the 5-minute, I'm looking for the next 5 minute to close above, and then a potential retracement, and we go down to the 1 minute. See if this holds. If it doesn't hold, I'm looking for the next line to hold, and that would be the open range midpoint. So the mid-range of the 5-minute range. If this level holds and we have internals lining up, where you see the VXN going down like it did today, and the tick Q and the tick NYSE going up and printing above zeros, then I'm definitely going to be looking for longs. So I'll go ahead and share these levels out, but in general, that's the same play. I'm really looking for traditional orb longs. That's my favorite play out of all of the plays that I put in the Discord. And I did throw out a little bit in the Discord today of the plays. So we've got the traditional orb long, the traditional orb short. We have the open range high to low play. What that means is if we have an opening range, let's just use the fib support zone here, and we have price break above but fails to break above, and we have internals flipping, so the VIX and the VXN going above their opening range, I'm looking for play to the opening range mid or the opening range low. So that would be play number 3, and then the same for 4. It's just the opposite way, where we would break below, but the internals are showing that there are buyers stepping up. So then I'm looking for a trade in the other direction for the longs. And then, of course, if you break the opening range high and you have a play number 1, then you could certainly have retracements, almost like what we had today. We didn't go all the way back to the top of the opening range high, but again, I've said this again and again, I'm not looking for full, 50-point, 100-point moves. I'm looking for 10, 20 at the most, scalping a mini and getting out. I'm not trying to trade all day, sit at the charts all day, getting what I can and locking out and moving on, and just repeating the same process over and over. So those are my levels. I'll go ahead and share the Thinkorswim chart out. And we'll see you guys in the Discord. I'll be live for the first hour tomorrow. And make sure that you answer the prediction for where we think that the market is going to close. We're going to do another cash drop this week, so make sure you put your guess in before the market closes, 15 minutes before, so 1:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at the latest. I'll accept any answers that go in before that time. And that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have a good night.